Thank you for watching. Today we're going to paint up the Axial RR10 Bomber Builder's Kit. I've put this thing together like a week ago or something. I really enjoyed the build, and right now it's just a matter of making it look good. Still bad at muting my shit, but you just need to get used to that. Yeah, so it only comes with 4 tiny exterior body panels. So you have a roof, a hood, and then you have 2 doors, which I have over here. And the biggest panel is actually the interior. Now that doesn't mean that you don't have any space to get creative. In fact, it makes it a tiny bit easier to paint it, just like for example the Axial Yeti XL. Now I will just throw this to the side a tiny bit. What I mean by it being simpler is that you can actually lay these panels completely flat. So you don't have to put your head inside the shell to actually cut some detail. And, and the interruptions continue, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, so what I did is I wanted to call this car the MOLOTOV. I explained that in the last video. So I made a font, actually I made that completely from scratch. Let me grab it real quick so you can have a look. Don't be afraid to experiment a tiny bit with making your own fonts, like I did for example over here. So you just sketch something up, you put it in Photoshop, tweak it and alter it a tiny bit so it's completely to your liking, and after that you do what I always do, which is printing it in reverse. So you just mirror it, and then you end up with something that looks a tiny bit like this. So this is what I used on the... Let's not lie. This is what I used on the hood. This is what I used on the roof. And then when you combine these two, you will see that it says Axial HemiStorm MOLOTOV. And then I also had a printout for the doors, which is a tiny bit smaller. And you can see that over here. So that's what I cut out over here. What I did on all these panels is I put this printout. I stuck it on, pulled it off, shifted it just a tiny bit and stuck it on again, and I did that so I could actually create a drop shadow. So it's just a matter of shifting it like 2 millimeters, passing it again with the blade, just so you get that shadow. I hope that makes any sense. If not, I'm pretty sure that the close-ups will clear it up for you. So first color that I'm going to paint is champagne anodized aluminum, and after that I'm going to move to I think a light blue. Then we're going to peel the entire background, and then I have I think another great tip for you. Okay, the first 2 coats of paint are on, which is a champagne anodized aluminum, which is I think a PS52, and I backed up with a black. Now there's barely any paint on this, so it's very transparent. I'll make sure that you get a close-up of it so you can actually see how transparent it is. But really use some restraint on those first couple of coats, because it will turn out okay. If you shoot these coats too heavy, then you will just end up with a lot of problems, especially when you use a liquid mask. In this case I used some fast mask. This is the very first time I used this. In the past I've used Bitty Design, I've used Sign Strip. They're all basically the same. Fast mask as well is something that a lot of people use, along with I think Bob Dively, or however you pronounce that. This is a tried and trusted. For me it's the first time, but I'm pretty confident that I will be able to get some results with this. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the MOLOTOV lettering. I can't really figure out what colors I want to use, so instead of picking one I'm going to pick a couple. So I'm going to go with a light blue anodized aluminum, as you would find it in the King Shocks on the Bomber, and I'm going to use a white. And I'm going to use a different technique here. I got a bunch of coins from my last trip to the States, and I think I'm just going to drop those coins at random on the lettering, and then peel them off and back it with a new color, and see how that turns out, just to get a tiny bit of an effect. You need to keep in mind that masking and getting paint effects and doing something different, making sure that it stands out, the only thing that's limiting you is your own creativity. You will also see that once I start filling in the background. You don't need to have an expensive airbrush set and a plotter in order to pull off something that looks a tiny bit different. Well, you can tell that the whole coin thing is done. I kind of like it, you know, it's different. And this whole body is just about me experimenting a tiny bit with some different masking techniques. Seeing what turns out, how, and what I perhaps want to use in some of my trucks in the future. So right now you don't have to worry about going thick on your coats anymore. You can just go thick on that very last coat, which in my case was a white. Just because you're going to get rid of all of the liquid mask right afterwards. So I still have a tiny bit to peel on the roof section and also on the hood. So I will get that done. Then I'm going to use something, I call it like double masking, where when I peel everything off I'm going to mask it up with, in this case, tape, but you can also use liquid mask if you want to. I do think that tape in this case is advisable, as I want to put a few straight lines on there. Now I also went to my local craft store. I know that the light is a tiny bit different right now with it being in my back, but I will make sure that you get some close-ups of this stuff. I went to my local craft store. Great place, in case you're a single guy watching this, a great place to pick up women, by the way. If women are making their own jewelry, then it means that nobody's buying it for them, and most likely they are single. So that's a top tip that I can give you. I bought this. This is like a tiny band of I don't even know, like fake gems. I just think that if I paint through it, that I may get a cool effect out of it. You have seen me use drywall tape in the past. This is kind of like the drywall tape, except for the fact that it is sort of like filled in. I also got this, which is lace. This works pretty well. I use some lace as well on the Yeti XXL, just to create that snakeskin effect. This is a really lacy lace, to put it like that, but this may be also something cool to use. So we'll try that out a tiny bit. And I got some mesh. It's kind of like that hobby mesh that I had, that crafts mesh that I used on my regular Yeti XL. I will make sure that you see a close-up of that. I can't find it at the moment, but I really bought it. Well, the paintwork on my Axial RR10 Bomber builder's kit is finally completely done. Don't be afraid to experiment a tiny bit. You can tell on the top here I did lace. You can't really see it under the artificial lighting that I have going on over here in my living room, but I'm pretty sure that once I take it out in the sun it will really show on camera. These type of effects, whether it's the coins, the lace, mesh or whatever, they don't require a lot of money to actually put them into work. You just need to get a tiny bit creative and give it a try. That's the most important thing. Another important thing in a car like this is getting some extra attention to detail when it comes to that interior panel. Not just because it is the largest panel, but also because it will make your car look a whole lot better if you do go the extra mile over there. So just mask it up, use that clear overspray film that's on the outside, use it to your advantage, because you can just cut it, fill it in with some of the lighter colors after you have backed everything with black, and just make sure that you map it out a tiny bit, make it comprehensible for yourself, and you will get some results that I think look pretty good. I like how the colors turned out. I think they match the chassis pretty well. So with those dark colors and the blue to match those shocks, and then the champagne around all of the lettering to sort of complement all those aluminum upgrades that are going on. I dig it so far. Now on this side I put some Proline fault line rims, and actually these are the Proline tires as well. There's a discount code in the video description. It's HemiStorm 10. Pass that around to your friends. They don't have to watch my annoying videos if they don't want to. They can just use it to get a 10% discount in the Proline Racing web store. I think it's pretty cool of Proline to hook me up with a code like that, so make sure that that gets passed around. On the other side you see these are still the stock rims. They're okay, but I don't know, I just like the Prolines a whole lot better. So these will be mounted on the other side as well, and also the spare I'm going to make sure that it actually matches. Yeah, again, get creative, see what you have laying around to mask with. Don't be afraid to try some new stuff, because it is really fun and you never know what actually happens and how it actually turns out. So all I can tell you is just give it a try, give it a go, and see what you can find. If you do have some stuff that you have found to be really cool in masking, just tell me what you have come up with. Leave that in the comment section. I read all of my comments. I actually do that. If you have any questions as well, because I know that I tend to skip ahead a tiny bit, so if you have any questions, also leave them in the comments box. If you enjoyed this video, a click on that like button is very much appreciated, and if you think that this video may come in handy for some of your friends that are also into painting or looking at getting into painting, then share it around. This car, you have seen it already most likely on my Instagram and on my Facebook, because I'm always a tiny bit ahead over there compared to what's going on over here on YouTube. So do make sure to check out the links in the description box if you haven't yet, and also if you have not subscribed yet, please do. It's free and it will always be free. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and well, keep an eye out. I'll be beating the absolute shit out of everything after I'm done painting it up and putting in a lot of time and effort. Take care, bye bye.
Test. We're back on.